James. Is that true? Is that what we heard?
Yep.
And it's going to put a life loan to the bottom of the library, which is where the last place James wants it to be.
Sure, but there you get a good look at James' hand. Mana Bond, Crows and Grip. Soon to not be there, Life from the Loam. Intuition. Mishra's Factory.
Intuition is also a fine choice to put to the bottom.
Tabernacle and Maze of Ith.
Actually, no. I think you have to get rid of the loam and then counter the intuition and the mana bond in order to really get out of this situation.
I mean, James still needs a green source and a blue source to cast either of those spells. I think Nate still has a blue spell for Force Will, right?
I think he cast all his blue spells. It was just click and the Fire Ice, and now he just has land.
He's got Spell Snare.
He has a Spell Snare, which is designed in his matchup to pitch the Force Will.
I guess so.
So it was the. Did he draw a card for click?
Yeah, he just drew Exploration.
Okay, I thought that was for his turn.
And draws a green source. It's pretty good.
And Exploration. So do you go for the mana bond that he knows you have, or do you just play the Exploration because it's less important?
I don't know. I might have played the Exploration there because he knows that he's got the mana bond. So if Nate doesn't choose to counter it, then he's got Exploration, which at this point in the game is close to mana bond.
Yeah, it's fine. You could definitely get there with just an Exploration.
So now James taps the Tropical Island, and Ponder is drawn for Nate.
Ponder is definitely getting cast right now. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
Poor man's Brainstorm. Not that Brainstorm's that expensive, but poor men have to play Brainstorms too.
He's running both.
Wasteland takes out another green source. So James is going to have to get a green source or a blue source, which is also green.
Vendilion Click, land, Scalding Tarn, and Brainstorm on top. Nate considering his options for the Ponder.
And he's going to draw the Brainstorm. Click gets in F3.
Draws Crows and Grip. I think James was afraid of ley lines or some artifact enchantment out of the board. Unfortunately for him, Nate only brought in one artifact, and that was a single Tormod's Crypt.
Well, I think James isn't sure whether or not this deck has counterbalance, and it's better safe than sorry.
Sure. Tabernacle comes down after Nate pays Tabernacle for his Vendilion Click. James goes ahead and taps his Tropical Island, blocking him off of green sources for the turn.
And you draw another green source. That one has to come into play tapped. You can't wait that much longer to get a different green source.
Sure.
Although even with the green source and then casting, mana bond is in the great, and then casting Exploration, you're still short a blue source for the Intuition or an actual Life and Low.
I might have played the Maze of Ith last turn instead of the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, because they are close to doing the same thing. I don't know. What would you have done that turn? Because
I would have put Maze of Ith because Tabernacle doesn't really. The difference between 3 mana and 4, it's not that big at all. But the difference between taking 3 damage and 0 is huge.
Especially when you're at 13 life or 16 life last turn. So Nate shuffles the Vendilion Click away, the second one. That he saw on top due to Ponder. and it will allow him to brainstorm into 3 fresh cards. Or did I miss him cast the brainstorm already?
I don't think he did, but it looks like it's underneath the sack lamp.
I think that's the ponder. Oh, maybe. Nope, he didn't cast
so
it.
that's a brainstorm and a newly drawn Force of Will. I think Nate's gonna bring this to a game 3. He's in a solid position.
That Force of Will really helps, but if James just plays the Maze of Ith, gives him a bunch more turns, enough turns until Nate draws another threat.
Right, but he's
There's another.
too soon. He drew the perfect mana source.
Yeah.
To cast both of his spells.
So I think he just casts Exploration here first, see if it gets countered. Which.
Sure, it has to, right?
Yeah. Maybe Nate's thinking about if he wants to brainstorm first, hope to get lucky.
I think you brainstorm. There's got to be a blue card in the top 3, right? Cross fingers. That one's
Nibble
not
Mongoose.
blue. Oh, there you go. The
Daze.
perfect blue spell. A Daze is still in the deck for some reason.
And a Lightning Bolt.
Okay, so we're putting a land and a Nimble Mongoose on top. That Nimble Mongoose seems like a...
He'll draw it next turn.
Well, if he plans on Lightning Bolting, because he has to crack the fetch land.
So Nate takes 1, goes to 16 by casting the Force of Will, removing a Daze.
I would have chosen... I would have kept the Lightning Bolt doesn't seem that great. Or shuffled it away. Just kept the Nimble Mongoose.
I think he's going to take the Nimble Mongoose and then...
Then shuffle away the land.
Yeah, shuffle away the Tropical Island.
So Port gets rid of the red source.
And Nimble Mongoose is drawn.
So Nimble Mongoose trades with the Mishra's Factory. His Mishra's Factory has an ability, well, first of all, because it's a 2/2 artifact creature, if you pay a colorless, and it also has the ability to tap any other Mishra Factory creatures. So it can, it's similar to Blink Moth Nexus.
Yep.
Where it kind of has the same 2 abilities, except it's a 2/2 and doesn't fly. They're both artifacts.
Another Maze of Ith comes off the top for James. It's pretty good.
Maze of Ith can't target the Shroud.
Oh, sure, sorry.
The Shroud. Although it does let him attack if he gets a second Mishra's Factory. He can attack with both factories, because he has a second Mishra's Factory. Attack with both factories. With the one that gets blocked, you Maze of Ith, and then you get a blocker back, and you don't lose a Maze of Ith.
Well, here's Intuition. What do you think he gets here?
You have to get an Exploration effect. You can't win without that.
So you're saying he goes for a 3 mana bond?
If you get Loam, I guess Loam and 2 fetch and 2 cycle land, you just try to Loam your way back into the game.
He's considering getting Loam, Glacial Chasm. No, not Glacial Chasm.
Loam. I guess you get Loam. Maybe the life gain land if he has it in his build.
Nomad Stadium?
Yeah.
He boarded it out.
You have Maze of Ith to get rid of. Maybe you go get. Well, you get Loam, Wasteland. You got to get a Wasteland, I guess. Loam, Wasteland, and something else. And try to Wasteland all of his land every other turn. So we got Loam, Wasteland, and a Nantuko Monastery. Nantuko Monastery is a land from Onslaught, or is it from? Oh, it's from Judgment.
Judgment, yep.
Tapped for colorless, but if you have Threshold, which means you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, then it gains the activated ability of pay green-white, and it becomes a 4/4 first striking green-white creature. I think it's a monk, actually. I can't remember what type it is.